A cottage is on bearing 200 degrees and 110 degrees from Dogbe's and Manu's farm respectively. If Dogbe walked 5 kilometers and Manu 3 kilometers from the cottage to their farms, the question asks is to find the correct two Roman 1, two significant figures, the distance between the two farms. And question number 2 or Roman 2, we have to find the correct two nearest degree, the bearing of Manu's farm from Dogbe's farm. So let me attempt to answer the two questions right now. Solution to this. To answer bearing question, what we do first is to change all those statements into drawing. This is very, very necessary. So let's see the 3 points given. This is the cottage, this is Dogbe's farm, and this is Manu's farm. So bearing of the cottage is given from Dogbe's farm, that is 200 degrees. From this is Dogbe's farm, and this is the cottage. So bearing of this cottage from Dogbe's farm is given as 200 degrees. Similarly, bearing of cottage from Manu's farm is also given as 110 degrees. So this is cottage, this is Manu's farm. So the bearing of cottage from here is also given as 110. So let's take the bearing. Let me start with that of cottage from Dogbe's farm. Bearing will always measure from the north line, and we will measure it in clockwise direction like this. So I have to take this angle 200 degrees from here, starting from here in clockwise direction. So this will now be, look at it, this will now be angle 200. Then I'll draw a line to meet the cottage farm, and that distance from Dogbe's to cottage is 5 kilometers, because in the question it says Dogbe walked 5 kilometers to his farm from the cottage. So this is the direction. This angle will be somewhere 200 degrees because it's bigger than 180. From here to here is 180, but I exceeded it to this quadrant. So let me take also the bearing of cottage now from Manu's farm. In the question it says the bearing of cottage from Manu's farm is 110 degrees. So also I'll take this angle from the north line in clockwise direction. So 110, this is 90. So somewhere here will now be the angle. So let's see it. This is it. So this will now be the direction. 110. 110 is bigger than 90, so it will be somewhere in this quadrant, and it is 3 kilometers because it says Manu walked 3 kilometers to his farm from the cottage. So this is my drawing. What I'll need to do is to complete the right angle, complete the triangle. I'll just join from Manu's to Dogbe so that it gives me a complete triangle. This is it. So I can now move ahead and start answering question Roman 1, which asks to find the distance between the two farms. This is Dogbe's farm and this is Manu's farm, so I'm asked to find the length of this side of this triangle. This is what I'll ask to find, the length of this line or the length of this side of the triangle. That will give the distance from Dogbe's to Manu's farm. To do that, I have to extract some angles. I don't have any angle inside this triangle, so I have to extract some of those angles that will help me finally find this length. So let us see. So the distance is what I will need to find, but before then I have to extract the angles like I have said. So let's see this angle. This very angle will be 20. Why is 20? Because from here down here is 200. And from here down here is 180 angle on straight line. So subtracting 180 from 200 will leave me with 20. This will be only this angle 20. So next angle that I'll extract also, if this is 20, this angle will also be 20. Reason they are alternate angles because this line and this line are parallel. So if this is 20, this also is going to be 20. I'm targeting to get this angle so that I can apply my either sine or cosine rule. to find this length. So I have this to be what? 20. So I proceed. This angle is going to be 70. Why is 70? Because from here down here is 110, but from here down here is be 180. Angle on straight line, it is going to be 180. So you have to subtract 110 from 180, it will leave me with 70. So that's why this angle is 70. 180 minus 110. And if this is 70, this also is going to be 70 as well. The same reason as this one. This angle and this are alternate angles. So which means I can get this whole of this angle by adding 70 and 20. And if I can get this, I can move ahead and use my cosine rule to find the length of this side. So we'll continue. So this side is now going to be 3 square plus 5 square. I'm now using my Pythagoras theorem, because this angle is going to be 90. The angle is 90, so the entire triangle is a right angle triangle. I have this side, I have this side also, so I can apply Pythagoras theorem to get the length of the third side. So the length of the side is the longest, is the hypotenuse, so I'll have to add the square of the two other sides, 3 square plus 5 square. So if I continue, 3 square is 9, 5 square is 25, adding 9 and 25 will give answer 34. So square root of 34 is going to be 5.8 kilometers, approximately, to two significant figures. So this is the distance from Manu's farm to Dogbear's farm. So question Roman 1 has now been answered. I'll move to question Roman 2, that I am asked to find to the nearest degree the bearing of Manu's farm from Dogbear's. So this is Manu, this is Dogbear's farm. So I need to find the bearing of this place, but from here. From here. So to do that, I have to get this angle. So let me call it theta. If I can get this, I'm going to use it to find the whole of this angle from here down to this line. That will give me the bearing. The bearing of Manus from Dogbear's is nothing but this angle from here down here. So if I can get this angle theta, I have the rest, I can just add to get this bearing. So let me attempt to get this theta. As this triangle is a right angle triangle, I can apply my trig ratio to find the theta. I have this side 3, I have this side 5, and this side is opposite to theta. This side is adjacent to theta, so I can take my tangent ratio. Tangent ratio says opposite over adjacent, so 3 over 5. So theta is going to be tan inverse of this, 3 over 5. And after dividing 3 by 5, the tangent tan inverse of that is going to be 30.96 degrees. So this is going to be the angle theta. So therefore the bearing of Manu from Dogbear's farm is nothing but, like I have said, the whole of this angle. So from here down here is 200, so I'll just add this theta to 200 to give me the bearing. So I'm going to have 200 plus 30.96. So adding this, I have 231. This is to the nearest degree. So question Roman 2 has been answered. So let us see the mark distribution of this very question according to the marking scheme of WAEC. On the first mark is bonus 2 marks for the drawing. Bonus 2 marks for the drawing. This, some distances like 5 kilometer, 3 kilometer must be indicated. The angles given 200 and 110 must also be indicated correctly, and the position of those 3 points must also be written. So you have bonus 2 marks. For using this Pythagoras to find the distance, or cosine rule to find the distance, whichever one, you have method 1 mark. For the distance between the two farms correctly as 5.8, you have accuracy mark, that is A1 mark. And for taking the tangent ratio, as the case may be, you have method 1 mark. For the angle theta, exactly 30.96, you have accuracy mark A1. And for adding this in attempt to get the bearing of minus from dog base, adding your theta together with 100, you have method 1 mark. And finally, the final result, or the final bearing, as 231, you have another accuracy mark. So in total there are 8 marks to this very question according to the marking scheme.